So because the king is coming, let us first proceed there.
Okay.
We go first.
We want to see the king.
Yeah, he will come when we're here.
Okay.
But I've seen
We
the.
going to see the king?
God wishes.
Ah, okay.
But
God
I
wishes.
used to
God
be
wishes.
in
I hope
Shambo,
God will be
so I
good to
saw
you.
him almost every day.
That's an extra.
This thing is beautiful.
So my beloved visitors from Uganda and also from which country?
Netherlands. Netherlands.
You speak Dutch.
Dutch.
Okay, so you're most welcome to Mengo
Thank
Palace, and this is Buganda Kingdom. Where you're standing, this is what we call a royal mile. It's a 1 mile that stretches from the King's Palace to the Buganda Parliament.
Oh, that's the parliament.
The Parliament of Buganda Kingdom. Our royal mile has got two roundabouts. The first roundabout, it is inside in the palace grounds, and another one at the other top ground, you got these pretty drums called Engalabi.
Okay.
So it is only our King of Buganda that goes straight from the palace to the Parliament. Because in Buganda, we say that our king is ever straight in all what he's doing. The king never go astray. So when it comes to other officials, they just turn around the roundabout.
Yeah.
Our Royal has got some sculptures alongside the road. I think you saw them when you're coming.
Yeah.
Those are our clans.
Yeah.
We do have 56 clans in Buganda Kingdom, whereby each clan has got a clan head, the clan motto, estate, and specific names for both boys and girls. So you can't marry someone from the same clan, and you can't eat your clan.
Okay.
So the king is the one who goes through this roundabout. Okay?
And is that also the parliament?
That's the parliament for
the
Buganda
national-
Kingdom.
Not the national parliament.
Not the national
Okay.
parliament, but the parliament for Buganda Kingdom. Let us first come take a picture of it because before they chase us from here. Up and down to
Okay. This is one of the most beautiful buildings we have here in the
Okay.
Do you
city.
know Cody Roads?
Sorry?
Do you know Cody Roads?
No. Who is it?
Is that Buganda Kingdom is being surrounded by water. In the middle we have cream, it's science piece. We also have a golden brown for Ashika spear. That is our sign of protection. Down there is the lion. In Buganda Kingdom we call our king to be the lion. What we are going to do now?
This is the symbol of the king. He's representing the lion.
Okay. Okay, so people from this kingdom, we are Baganda. Our language you speak here is Luganda. One person is a Muganda, and many they are called Baganda, and in a country called Uganda. We are lucky that we Buganda Kingdom, we still have our reigning monarchy, and he's called Kabaka. Kabaka is a title given to a king, but after him passing on, the name changes to Sekabaka.
Sebakaka.
Sekabaka.
Sekabaka.
Yeah, that's a good name.
So, 3 kings of Buganda in history, they stayed here. The first king was King Daniel Mwanga. He's the one who established this place. I think they talked about him at Kasuri Toms. Who was the guy there?
No. We even didn't get that guy's name.
Sorry?
We didn't get his name. Yeah,
old
he was
boy or old guy?
young.
Younger.
Young guy.
Your age. Our
That's
age.
king.
25.
It's okay, I know him.
Okay,
He's called
25.
Frank. Yeah, so King Daniel Mwanga, he's the one who established this palace in 1885. Himself ascended to the throne in 1884. The time when our king was here in Uganda, we had the British that came in 1890 to set and prepare Uganda to be a British protectorate. And later Uganda became a British protectorate in 1894. So we became a British protectorate in 1894. So these two failed to work, the king with the British, because each side was giving orders.
Yeah.
The king was giving orders, the British were giving orders, so they end up colliding. Our king was defeated, captured by the British, and they exiled him to Seychelles Island. That's where our king passed away in 1903.
1903.
And after some time of 7 years, they had to repatriate back home his remains to Buganda Kingdom, and our king was taken to the royal Kasuri tombs.
Okay.
Later his son took over. That was Kabaka Daudi. You can call him King David. His father left him when he was 1 year and 3 days. And since our king was young, they had to give him the caretakers that raised him until when he was fully crowned. He was given Zakaria Singli as his treasurer, Stanislas Mugonya as his chief judge, and then Saplo Kagwa. Our Kabaka, King Daudi Chua, we remember that his father left him when he was 1 year and 3 days, and they had to give him the caretakers. One of them was Zakaria Singli as his treasurer, Stanislas Mugonya as his chief judge, and then Saplo Kagwa. King Daudi Chua, at around, of course, in 1914, he was 18 years. They crowned him as the first king
18,
of Buganda. Yes. So he was the first king of Buganda in history to visit Europe countries. And in those days in Buganda Kingdom, girls here were not allowed to eat eggs and chicken because they had the belief that when the girl eats eggs and chicken, they would become infertile and couldn't be able to produce. When our king visited Europe, he permitted the Buganda girls to eat eggs and chicken. Up to date, they are free. In 1922, our king visited England and he toured around Buckingham Palace for King George. After visiting Buckingham, our king came back and built this palace into a modern palace, and the palace took a period of 11 years to be constructed. That was from 1922 and finished up in 1933. So when you talk about old buildings in Uganda, this is one of them. And Daudi was the first king of Buganda to sleep in what you call a modern palace. When he passed away because of diabetes in 1939, his son took over. That was Sir Edward Frederick Mutesa II. He was educated at Cambridge University. Do you know Cambridge?
Yeah.
In England, that's where our king
I've never been. I'm not that smart.
Oh, okay. But our
I
king,
know it, but
yeah, our king did. He graduated in political science in Cambridge. Okay. When he was done with his studies, he joined the Queen's Army, and our king rose to the rank of a grenadier. He was the only royal black grenadier among the Queen's soldiers. The time when our king came back home, African countries were in their struggle for independence. He stood for Buganda and Uganda, and successfully Uganda became independent in 1962. Our king was appointed to be our first president of Uganda from 1963 to 1966. And our king was living here. This is the same palace where his prime minister, Dr. Apollo Milton Obote, betrayed him by sending Idi Amin Dada. Idi Amin attacked this palace in 1966, and that led our king to run in exile. The king first went to Burundi, and finally in London. That's where our king was later poisoned in 1969, and he passed away at the age of 45 years. So no one knows who poisoned King Freddy. By that time, the investigation was done by Scotland Yard, and they said that they found a glass of wine in his room. There was poison. So those, our beloved viewers, those are the three kings that stayed in Mengo Palace. Otherwise, our current king today, he stays in another palace in Banda.
In Banda.
Yeah,
very
he comes
beautiful.
here for ceremonial events, personal issues, and meeting some officials from abroad.
Is it here in Kampala?
Yeah.
Yeah, within Kampala. So we call our king to be the lion, that when you come in front of the king...
Remember lion, please.
Okay, so when you come in front, because we call our king to be the lion,
Yes.
when you come in front of the king, you are not allowed to turn back.
Yeah.
Just go backward until you
really?
disappear.
Yeah.
As a respect and a highness.
But then when do you turn around? Do you walk for 10 minutes like this?
Until
You
Or
keep
you
on
find your
moving. You know,
exit.
you can't just come in front of the king like that.
It's just
Mean
an
that you have
invite.
to be brought in front of the king. It's something.
It's precious. It's rare.
Yeah.
So even that thing.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I
him
have
would
even
be-
met the king at Kasuli Town. Touched hands with me.
Yeah.
Yesterday he was here.
Oh, really?
The king
wow.
is a free.
He's
So
a
our
free guy.
king is having 5 children, 3 daughters and 2 sons. His first son is called Prince Jojo Crispy, and he's taken to be the family caretaker. All our eyes are onto the second son. But British design from Buckingham and came back and
Look at the beautiful palace.
Otherwise,
It's one of Uganda's unique architectures. So this was built in 1922.
The university is building. We have a royal. Only one. One king, one queen. Two princesses.
Was living here also. We have to know the same place where he gave me a start to
the one who wanted power. That's why Obote did a lot. What abolished kingdoms, he turned this place to be military barracks. He never wanted to bring back the names of King Freddy. He did a lot. Yeah. We are on the King Freddy's cars. These are the Kabaka Mutesa's car remains, and there are 3 types of cars here. To your eyes, you may think it is one, but there are 3 cars. So the upper one, it is called Daimler Coventry. These are made in England.
Which year?
The year when it was made, or when it was destroyed.
Any.
They destroyed them in 1966. So used by the king in those 1960s. Seated on Cadillac from the United States of America. Cadillac. Daimler, Cadillac, and finally the wheels of the Rolls Royce. So they are 3 cars.
The OGs.
So they just put different cars in
We
one.
decided to keep the remains together. Daimler, Cadillac, and then Ara goes for the Rolls Royce.
Rolls Royce. He learned this one, eh? I've seen like 2 in Uganda. And
Rolls
I was-
Royce?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've seen on YouTube.
I wouldn't drive it here.
I've never seen it.
But they're there.
I've seen them, but
Yeah, you just
Uganda?
change your circle of friends.
I wouldn't drive them.
Why?
It will get damaged by the motorboat.
That's your fear.
Oh, boom. Damage. Cost a lot. Expensive.
I thought it was from car.
You hung
It's
around.
strong, but if you already get a scratch on it, it's already like $500. Even more, maybe 1,000 or 2,000.
But I like taking pictures.
In his cannon, it was a gift from Colonel Muammar Gaddafi of Libya to Idi Amin. This cannon was gifted to him by his friend Gaddafi because Idi Amin was expecting a war from his enemies. So it's a Russian-made cannon, but this time they just weld them on from the East German. So the label East German is here.
But he only gave 1 cannon.
It wasn't one, there were many
okay.
cannons,
Yeah.
but because the place was a barracks, Buganda decided to ask this to step back to show people what is to happen here. So when the barracks was removed in 1997, they asked this to step back. What was used in those days.
So from Gaddafi to Idi Amin.
And you know Idi Amin was our third president of Uganda. How did he took power? When Obote went for a Commonwealth meetings in Singapore, Idi Amin was told that Obote was planned to jail him for spending the army's funds. That annoyed him. He went to raid Uganda and he declared himself a president. Yeah, from 1971 up to 1979.
Yeah.
Yes. So from here, allow me to take you to the torture chambers where thousands of Ugandans are lost in their lives.
Okay.
We go?
No, you need to explain to me.